Have
company
you ever
traded
noticed
on the
something
top surface
strange?
of Mars.
When the news is
Don't
talking
pay
about
while charging
inflation,
of the survive.
when people are
Solar
worried
farm
about the
sector.
economy, when everyone else is chasing the next hot investment, some of the wealthiest people in the world are quietly buying something that hasn't changed in thousands of years: land. Not because it's exciting, not because it will make them rich overnight, but because they understand something that most people don't. By the end of this video, you'll see why land has quietly created more millionaires than many investments people spend their lives chasing. The silent difference. Imagine two people. One spends every month trying to earn more money. The other spends every month trying to own more productive land. 10 years later, the first person has worked incredibly hard. The second person owns something that keeps becoming more valuable while they sleep. This is the difference between chasing income and accumulating ownership. Rich people understand that money is temporary. Ownership is permanent. Most people look at price. Wealthy people look at supply. Think about this. Governments can print more money. Companies can issue more shares. Manufacturers can build more cars. But no one can manufacture more earth. The amount of land on this planet is fixed. Every year the population grows. Every year more houses are needed. Every year more food must be produced. Every year more factories, warehouses, and businesses need space. Demand keeps growing, supply does not. The rich understand that one of the simplest economic laws is also one of the most powerful. When something becomes more valuable over time because it is becoming scarcer, owning it becomes an advantage. Land doesn't need your permission to grow. Imagine buying a productive piece of farmland. Even while you're asleep, trees continue growing, crops continue growing, the soil continues improving. Time itself is adding value. Many investments only work if someone is constantly managing them. But productive land works with nature. Nature never clocks out. That is why patient investors love assets that become more productive with time instead of wearing out. The wealth formula. Nobody talks about poor people often ask, how much money can I make this month? Wealthy people ask, what can I own today that will pay me for decades? That single question changes everything. Instead of chasing larger salaries, they chase larger ownership. Instead of buying things that lose value, they buy assets that become harder to replace. Instead of thinking about this year's income, they think about the next generation. This is why wealth compounds. Not because rich people work harder, but because they buy things that keep working after they stop. Land gives you options. One of the greatest powers of land isn't what it produces today. It's what it could produce tomorrow. An empty piece of land might become a farm, a warehouse, a factory, a residential development, a commercial center, a solar energy project, or something nobody has imagined yet. Land holds possibilities. The richer society becomes, the more valuable those possibilities become. Why they buy before everyone notices. The wealthy rarely wait for headlines, because by the time television starts saying, land prices are rising, the smartest investors have already bought. They understand that the biggest profits are made before everyone agrees something is valuable. Once the crowd arrives, most of the easy gains are already gone. This isn't luck, it's patience. They think in decades. Imagine planting a tree today. Tomorrow it looks exactly the same. Next week, almost nothing changes. Many people quit. But after years, that tiny tree becomes something impossible to ignore. Land works the same way. Its greatest returns usually belong to people who are willing to wait longer than everyone else. Patience is one of the rarest investment skills. And because it is rare, it becomes profitable. The hidden power of control. Owning land gives something that many investments cannot: control. You decide what to build, you decide what to grow, you decide whether to lease it, you decide whether to sell, you decide whether to pass it to your children. Control creates opportunity. The more control you have over your assets, the more freedom you have over your future. Why most people never buy. Ironically, many people believe land is too expensive, so they spend decades buying things that lose value instead. New phones, luxury clothes, expensive cars, lifestyle upgrades. Small purchases repeated every year quietly consume the money that could have become ownership. The wealthy don't always earn more. They simply direct their money differently. A lesson from nature: walk through any forest. The biggest trees were not planted yesterday. Someone planted them long before they became valuable. Wealth works exactly the same way. Every asset that creates enormous wealth usually begins as something ordinary. The question isn't whether land will become more valuable. The question is, will you own it before everyone else realizes its value? Final thoughts. This isn't about rushing out to buy any piece of land you can find. Not all land is a good investment. Location matters. Infrastructure matters. Legal ownership matters. What matters most is understanding the principle behind the decision. The wealthy don't simply buy land. They buy scarcity. They buy time. They buy control. They buy future opportunity. While everyone else is asking, how much can I earn this year? They are asking, what can I own that will still matter 20 years from now? Sometimes the biggest financial decisions don't make the loudest headlines. Sometimes they happen quietly. And years later, everyone wonders how the rich got there first. If this video changed the way you think about wealth, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Here we explore timeless wealth principles, smart investing, and financial wisdom that can help you build lasting prosperity, not just more income. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.